The Loire Valley in France is one of the longest rivers in Europe, and yet only half of it is home to vineyard. It goes east-west across France, if you don't know that, in the south of Paris, and then at the edge it drops and goes dramatically south. Now, of course, in reality, it starts in the south, goes north, and it goes out to the west. That's because that's where the river flows. So it's interesting. Why? I think it's interesting because the Loire Valley is home to pretty much every style of wine that you can think of. Sweet wines, yep. Super sweet, yep. Medium sweet, yep. Dry, yep. Bone dry, yep. Red, yep. White, rosé, sparkling rosé, fortified, and maybe aromatized wine. That's vermouth. Maybe they don't do that. I'm not sure. I haven't come across any, but I bet you they do. And part of the reason I think that the Loire does that, and there's a historic precedent for it, is its proximity to Paris. Now, there aren't very many vineyards in Paris. There are some. So in terms of volume production, there's no wine near Paris until you get to the Loire. Yes, it's quite close to Champagne, and yes, it's quite close to northern Burgundy, but they really can't produce many reds. Not many. Not historically, anyway. And what's really interesting about the Loire Valley is that every different pocket, and it goes from Nantes to Angers, which is Anjou, to Tours, Touraine, Saumur, and then the central vineyards of Sancerre and Puy-Fumé. It has all different pockets of different specialties, and my belief is that they saw the people from Paris come and go, crikey, we've got to get them some wine. What can we get them next? I know, let's diversify. So they've used every single little bit of land to specialise in different areas and different places to produce every different wine style that they can. And it's been wonderfully successful. And we are really lucky to be able to go the Loire and get a huge range of really complex, fresh mineral, sometimes quite rich and powerful, but typically fresh, light mineral and approachable styles of wine. And again, that can be in any format that you choose. I think in recent years it's become especially wonderful to look at the Loire as a place for red wines that don't blow your head off. They're not overly heavy, they're not overly ripe, they're ripe, but they're not too ripe, and they don't suffer negatively from any change in the climate. In fact, one could argue that they have been the wonderful beneficiary of climate change or temperature increases over the last number of years. So that we can now see Cabernet Franc more regularly. We can see Gamay become riper and fuller, more like Burgundy in that style, or even the wonderfulness of seeing Pinot Noir from Sancerre making red Sancerre, which is absolutely stunning. And they're kind of catching on to this now, and they're charging a lot more money for it. Still way less expensive than other parts of France. Golly, that's a long way to introduce this wine, which I really, really like. And this is absolutely stunning. This is Gamay, but here it almost feels like it's Pinot Noir. I know a lot of people say that, but really it does. It's not just the flavour, which is strawberries and raspberries and a little bit of summer fruits pudding. It's the texture. It really kind of engages with your palate. This is so not Beaujolais Nouveau, though it's the same grape. And the interesting thing here, they don't put Gamay on the front label. They put Eclat de Granite, the clarity of granite, and that is what they're after. They're after the soil, and they want to make sure that the soil expresses itself in this wine. And Domaine Serrol, who are organic and absolutely brilliant and very, very highly rated, and in every single Michelin star within, well, as far as they can ship themselves, it is a stunning wine. I think it's brilliant, and to me it typifies that wonderful lightness, freshness, but never disappointing, always complex, and always so much to talk about in Loire Valley Reds. I hope you agree, because if you like this, there's loads more where it came from.